I'm so done.
For a while.
Yeah, for a while. Yeah, I need a new.
So usually I'll put it on the big screen, but it's not
Oh.
working today.
Okay.
So we're just gonna pivot.
Okay.
So LPAC, it's just it's a committee of a parent, a bilingual teacher,
Okay.
an administrator, and an ESL teacher, and we just look to see all the different placements and make sure that the bilingual students are being served the best way possible.
Okay.
And then we look at their test scores and we make sure that that if they're ready to be reclassified and they're true bilinguals, then they can move
on
to the monolingual class.
Okay.
And
Like
we
that.
monitor them to make sure that they're performing at, if they're an A student in the bilingual and we say, okay, you're ready, and then they're failing in monolingual, we'll look and make sure, okay, maybe this was a bad decision and put them back to where they can learn best.
Okay.
So we always have a parent representative on it, and this year I couldn't think of anyone better.
Thank you.
So thank you so much
Thank
for being here with us. Usually
Yes.
the meetings will last maybe 10 minutes, but today, since it's the beginning of the year, we have more than usual.
Okay.
So today we have 37 kids to go over.
Okay.
And I'm sorry, this is just very...
I was part of ESL at one point.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, when I got here, when they moved me from Mexico, I was 8, almost 9. I got here in 3rd or 4th grade.
Mm-hmm.
I was part of ESL. And like you're saying, I like that idea to be checking if they can, move on or they can stay where they are. They need more help because they never did it with me.
Oh, okay.
And I was, I think, at high school and I was still ESL.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, why? And I think I don't know if I remember, I talked to a teacher
Mm-hmm.
and she said, okay, we can do a test on you. And then they moved me to English finally.
Yeah.
But when I was in my
so you
senior
were
year-
learning in Spanish still?
Yeah, I was.
Oh.
Yeah. Even though, I don't know why. If I was fluent.
So
Right
now,
It was like a different thing here
Where was it?
now. I went to Herbert Marcus in Dallas, North Dallas, and then I went to Marsh Middle School, and then I graduated from White.
oh, gotcha.
WT White.
Oh, WT.
Yeah.
So now the ESL program is a little different. It's all the teachers on the campus have an ESL certification. So
Wow, I
it's-
like that.
they've learned strategies that work for English-speaking kids and Spanish-speaking kids. So the first, we can go ahead and get started. Whew. So the first student is and also they switched our platform this year. So here we go. Actions, open forms. Okay, the first student is a 2nd grader named Aiden Martinez. He's on his home language is Spanish. He
Do I have to take notes?
no.
Oh,
So on his testing from last year, he was in Irving ISD,
okay.
and his testing shows that he is still at a beginning level. He's not an immigrant, but he is an emergent bilingual. So based on his testing being at a beginner level, we feel that being in a bilingual program is still what's best for him. The next, feel free to jump in at any time, like, this, I disagree with that, or I agree, or say.
Why is it that? Because of the language? Because he can really I guess.
I think he just needs more time
Okay.
to acquire the language, especially because at home everyone speaks Spanish, so he just needs a little
You
more
know
time.
what? Same thing with my kids, but in my case, they were never like in this ESL classes. They were like straight to English, and I like that because my niece, she's been always in ESL and monolingual classes, and sometimes she gets mixed up the things and the language and everything. And I was like, hopefully they don't put Ella in those classes because she's gonna have. Remember, she had trouble, and I was like, please no. She's doing great with English, and she talks in Spanish, like she's fluent in Spanish.
I think that Ellie is considered ESL because you have Spanish in the house, but she's in the English classroom.
You know what, she talks perfect.
And oh yeah, she's
Better
a talker.
than my other 3 kids. She's so
She's the boss.
She is.
The baby
I'm
boss.
sorry.
The next one is Ana Contreras. She's a kindergartner. She had pre-K in Spanish. Her oral language on her testing was a 1 in English and a 4 in Spanish. So that shows that she's stronger in Spanish, and for now, a bilingual kindergarten classroom is what's best for her. She was outside of the U.S. for pre-K, and she did that in Mexico. The next student is Kenya. She's also a kindergartner. She was a 2 in Spanish and a 1 in English. So that shows that her Spanish is stronger than her English. Not much stronger, but
almost the same.
But she's more comfortable in the Spanish, and it's her first time in school. The next is Ana Castro. She's a first grader. It came from Irving ISD. She was in a bilingual class in Irving, and according to her scores, she's at a beginning level in reading, writing, speaking, and listening. So we feel that with that data, she should continue in a bilingual classroom. Next, oops, I skipped this friend. Jafet, he's a 3rd grader. The pre-K and kindergartners take a test called pre-loss, and it's very tailored for their age. Like Simon Says in Spanish and English, and small things that's best for their cognitive level. Then when they get to 2nd grade, they take just kidding. When they get to 1st grade, kinder on, they take a test called TELPAS, and it tests their reading, writing, listening, and speaking. So it's just it's better age appropriate for them. So on the students' TELPAS, they're still at a 1 level, the same as where they were in kinder and pre-K. So with his testing, he came from Irving ISD. The student should continue in a bilingual classroom. After that, we have Jonathan. Same situation. He's a 3rd grader. He's in a bilingual classroom. His listening in Spanish is much higher than his speaking, reading, and writing, and that shows the first thing that you acquire is the listening. So he's on his way. He just needs more time. He also came from Irving ISD, and he's in a bilingual classroom. Next, we have a 2nd grader, Luke. Luke is on his pre-K and kinder testing. He was at a 1 on all of his language testing in Spanish and in English. So not really a strong language anywhere, but since there's Spanish in the home, we feel that he would be best suited in a Spanish classroom, so that the language, he can acquire one of the 2 languages.
Okay.
Since he didn't have strong language in English or Spanish.
Okay.
So we're continuing him in a bilingual classroom. Then we have Noelle, not Ellie. Noelle is a kindergartner. She's in a bilingual classroom. She was a 2 on her English pre-loss, but a 1 on her Spanish. So it does show that her English pre-loss is a little bit higher, but for this instance, students' parents get to make the decision if their home language survey says Spanish. So in this instance, the parent gets to decide, and we have to go with it. This student, Scarlett is a kindergartner with not really much oral language in either language.
Okay.
She comes from a Spanish-speaking household, and she's in a bilingual classroom. Mateo is a kindergartner, same scenario. His scores, where are they? Did I pass them? he is in a Spanish classroom. Where's this? Okay, there. He was a beginning level in oral speaking, reading, writing, and listening. He came from Irving ISD, so we're continuing his placement as it's been up until here. Next we have Amy. Amy's a first grader. She was born in El Salvador. She came from Mesquite ISD. She was in a bilingual placement for pre-K and kinder, so she's continuing in the bilingual program.
Okay.
Ruth is a Spanish-speaking student. She's a third grader, and she's taken her TELPAS and she's at the beginning level and all. So she came from Dallas ISD, so we continue placement where.
I was in this office. Devontae walked out of my classroom.
I'm the only admin on duty right now.
Never mind, we got it.
Oh, never mind, that's good. So we're continuing Ruth in the bilingual program as she was. Manuel, he's a kindergartner. He isn't incredibly strong in either language, and he was born out of the country, and so he's classified for now as an emergent bilingual.
Okay.
Darlene, she's a kindergartner. She's clearly much stronger in her Spanish than in her English. So for that reason, she's placed in a bilingual classroom. She is new to us from El Salvador. Next we have Amila. She's a first grader, and she is beginning level on her Lost Links. Okay, so she's acquiring at a little different stages than most, but she's got her oral language down. She's from Cedar Hill, coming to us from Cedar Hill, and she's in a bilingual classroom. Brittany is a first grader. She is from Honduras. She came from Houston ISD. She is a first grader, emergent bilingual, and her TELPAS, her scores were a beginning level. That's that test that sees how they're acquiring English. This student, Sebastian, he's in a bilingual classroom. As we can see, his Spanish oral is much higher than his English. So he came from Dallas ISD, so we continued his bilingual placement from Dallas ISD. Zoe's a third grader. She is coming to us from Dallas ISD. She's not an immigrant. She just Spanish in the home. She's learned in Spanish for all of her school career. She's an intermediate, so she has grown some, but we're looking for her to acquire a little more English before setting her off to learn to read in English. Second grader, here we have Liam. Liam is, he was born in Honduras, and he has ones all over, so really no strong language in either. He went from Honduras to North Carolina, and now he's here in second grade. So he's in a bilingual classroom. Juliet, she's a kindergartner. She's the same scenario, 1-1, so not really strong in either language. And we have her in a bilingual classroom. She went to pre-K in Dallas ISD, which was also in Spanish. We're almost done. Luna is a kindergartner. As you can see, her oral language in Spanish is much higher than in English.
Yeah.
So we feel that the best placement for her is in a bilingual classroom. Next, we have Alana. She's a 5th grader. She was born in Venezuela. She entered U.S. schools in 2022. So she's been here about 3 years, and she's still at a beginning level. She started in Richardson ISD. It's her first year here at Blair.
What are her Spanish scores? Just wondering because I see her.
Her TEL pass is a 10. That's from 20. Lost Links would have been. I don't know why they gave her a Lost Links in 2022. She would have been past the age to do that.
5th grade, yeah.
So
She's a non-reader, so
Yeah.
I'm wondering if that has anything to do with it.
the Lost Links one is oral. They read it to them.
Okay.
But that is.
That's
But here she is beginning level at everything.
Even in Spanish.
This is her TEL pass. Or this is what, the TEL pass that the teachers rate, you know? She came from Richardson ISD. But she was born in the US. No, she wasn't. She's from Honduras. And so she's emergent bilingual.
Okay.
It says that she was retained at Janie Stark, and then they withdrew her. So currently should be a 6th grader. But her composite is a beginning level. Angeline is a kindergartner. She's got a lot more oral language in Spanish than English, a 3 to a 1. She did pre-K in Dallas ISD, and so for that reason she's going to continue in a bilingual classroom. Kindergartner, we have Julian. He doesn't have much language in either, and so and this is his first year in school. Spanish in the household, so he's in a bilingual classroom. Okay, that's for that. We have one more section of some students that, if y'all are in agreement, is it okay if I sign for you? Okay,
Yes.
here's me, here's Fabiola, Tiffany, I reviewed it earlier, the principal, and then Price.
I
Sign
like that.
and
The system.
yeah, quick and easy.
Yes.
Okay, and then the next is here, and this is program change. These are kids that the parents requested for them to move to a monolingual classroom, and it's for various reasons. Maybe some of them they speak more English at home, so they want their language to be consistent. Some of them, the teachers notice, hey, when I read to them in Spanish, they answer me back in English, or the decision was made with the parent and the teacher, and we just need to put eyes and approve it that they're moving, program change, they're moving from a Spanish-speaking classroom to an English-speaking classroom.
Okay.
So this is a kindergartner, Ana Maya, in pre-K. She was in a bilingual classroom, but she's much stronger, lots more oral language in English. So her pre-K teacher and her parents agreed that she should start kindergarten in an English-speaking classroom. The next one is Elian. Elian did 2 years in bilingual, and the same scenario, he would answer back in English. He has older siblings that speak mostly English to him, so the parents.
That makes a difference.
Yeah. So socially,
Yeah.
so his parents have requested that he move to mono this year, and he's doing great in his monolingual classroom.
Oh, it is? That's good.
So all of these are already sitting in a monolingual classroom. Andres, same scenario. Michelle can talk to him. He reads pretty much on level in English and he's below level in Spanish. So it's kind of like, well, we need to serve him where it best serves
You
him.
know what? Some kids are like that.
Marlon is a 3rd grader. Same scenario, exact same scenario. Parent requested that he move to monolingual. And then last we have Thiago. He came to us this year, I believe, from Central, and he's excelling in his English reading. He has siblings that are also in English speaking classrooms, and mom noticed a disconnect and asked to switch him as well.
Okay.
So
Sometimes I'm not a lie. Sometimes I have to make Ellie repeat everything in Spanish.
Yeah.
Because she wants to go for English because it's easier. She's getting lazy. And I tell her, okay, I don't know what you're saying. ¿Qué quieres?
Yep.
And she starts.
We need to-
It takes her time, but she does it. Because I don't like the fact that she's gonna, get older and not be able to at least communicate. I don't mind. She doesn't know how to text in Spanish or read, and I don't really. It's not that I don't care. I don't mind right now.
Yeah.
Because
She's
I
gotta
want
focus
her.
on-
Yeah, she's gotta focus on the English first. But sometimes I'm like I said. What did you say, Ellie? Because she gets lazy. She knows me. I understand English and the siblings, but my husband makes her.
Good.
Ellie. You just have to.
She's the baby.
Oh yeah.
Okay, well that's it.
Okay.
Unless you have any questions, but I appreciate you. And then
You
I'll.
explained everything so good.
Okay, thank you.
So understandable.
And like I said, we appreciate you so much.
How long do you usually do this kind of test? In the beginning or
The
at the end, or-
Telepass one is close to about maybe March or April, and the kids they take it in their classrooms, kind of the way STARS run, and
Right.
then the pre-loss and the loss links, the ones for the little ones, they give it to them when they enter school, and then like pre-K kids, they test them at the end of the pre-K year to monitor their growth, and then when the kinder teachers have their own version of the Telepass of the ones that the older kids take, and it's more of a checklist of okay, they know their kids, so they can kind of check off what they see or where they see them. So the teacher is the one who does it for the younger ones.
That's good.
So we're monitoring everyone. We want everyone to. The ones that are in bilingual, we want them to be completely
get an
biliterate,
opportunity, yeah.
bilingual, everything, and also
That's good.
view.
I like that.
Yeah, we
I
want the
really like
bilingual kids to view it like as their superpower. Like I always tell them,
Yes.
like, hey, listen, Miss Price, she makes way more money than I make because she's completely bilingual. Like, you want to make a lot of money.